Olive TV, anointed to impact the world. Olive TV, anointed to impact the world.
Sorry about that. Greetings. I've lost my trail a bit now, but nonetheless, I hope everything is well with you all, wherever you may be, whatever the side of the world you are. I pray that everything is working to plan. You've been with me for a little while. You know where I'm going with this. We're in the middle of the month, middle of the year, in fact. We're in the middle of the year, and God has a plan. Before your mother met your dad, before you were born, before the foundations of the earth, the Lord had a plan for your life. And my intention this year, or right now, is to take you through that plan. He says that we should be successful. He says his plans for us are good and not evil. He said that you are the head and not the tail. He said that you must multiply in everything that you do. Subdue and multiply. Take control. Take your authority. Stand. Stand and know that he is God. 6 months into the year, June 2017, as you know, I've been walking you through. I use these little things as a it's never perfect. It's never perfect. It never goes right. But you see, with God, okay, Scripture says all things are possible. But with God directing your steps, with God whispering you, with the ordinances, following the ordinance of the Lord, you are sure to be established in the right place at the right time. We are working towards December 2017. I'm going to take my earring up because I can hear it knocking on the microphone. It's a bit irritating. We're working towards the end of December 2017. Where are we now? Where are we in the big scheme of things? I said to you last week, it may be that we need to redefine our goals. It may be that we really need to look and see if our strategies are producing the effects that we want. Nothing without Scripture. Nothing without Scripture. Galatians, book of Galatians, chapter, and it's a Scripture. I mean, I may say the Scripture, you won't know where it is, but as I begin to say it, you will know, you will be able to follow me through with it. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, it says, let us not lose heart. Let us not lose heart. Where are you in your plan? Where are you with the strategy that you've been using thus far? Let us not lose heart in doing good. Let us not lose heart in doing good. That is to say, it could be that on analysis, we've been doing bad. But let us not lose heart in doing good. Let us not lose heart in trying to get it right. Yes? Let us not lose heart in the focus and the game plan for 2017, December. For in due time, so it says, for in due time we will reap a harvest. We will reap if we do not grow weary. That's what it says. For in due time we will reap a harvest if we do not grow weary. A very delicate time, says my notes, for serious people. Very delicate. Right now, very delicate. You know why it's delicate? Because you can either throw away the work that you've done thus far, or you can strategically realign yourself to get to where you need to go. Never ever abandon a goal. Never, you may as well, no, that's not nice. Never ever abandon a project. You can change it. You can redefine the finish line. You can incorporate other features, but never ever abandon a goal. Never ever. It's the worst thing you could do. Even if it looks impossible, do not abandon it. Why? Because it makes your labor redundant. It makes your previous labor redundant. There's a secret. I keep telling you this. There's a secret to completing this thing, okay? But you have to know where you start to know where to finish it. And so too with what we are trying to accomplish. It could be that the sun is too hot. It could be that it's rained too much. It could be that the soil of your seed is not the right texture. There are some things that you plant that need clay at the bottom. These pretty flowers, what's it called? Orchid. Orchid doesn't grow in dirt as such. It grows in chipwood. Okay. It may be that you've got an orchid in the dirt and you need to change the dirt and use orchid chipwood. I don't know the pretty name for it, but it looks like chipwood, excuse me. It may be that you need to change. Don't throw away the baby with the bathwater, but look and see, oh, the water's a little bit cloudy. Don't put too much hot water in the bath, or you'll scald the baby. And by the same token, don't put too much cold. Do not change your plan. Do not change your focus. Where you are, you started in January. We are now halfway through. I said to you, it's a very delicate time for serious people. Because you can abandon. Paul says he doesn't want to shipwreck his faith. I've paraphrased it, but essentially, the work that he has done, all that labor, all that toil, all that focusing, all that energy that has been put in to get to where we are. My notes. It's a time to look with your eyes, but see with your spirit. Look with your eyes. Here we go. Repeat myself again. Be still. Be still and know and listen to God speak to you. It's not, God doesn't, in the hierarchy of the kingdom, member, minister, I don't know, whatever, apostle and da-da-da and da-da-da, right up the way to archbishop, da-da-da, da-da-da. In that hierarchy, there is none that God says, okay, I will start speaking to apostles and they're up. He didn't say, I will start speaking to pastors and they're up. He didn't say, I will only speak to archdeacon. I don't know. Hierarchy is not my thing. He said, all of them. He said, I think it's Old Testament. He said, you won't need to be told my word. I will speak to you. You can only speak to you if you are listening. You will only hear him if you are still. Be still and know that he is God. Be still and know that the thoughts I have... I need a pulpit now. It's coming. Be still and know. Be still and know that the plans I have towards you in 2017 December are for a success. are for good and not of evil. I tell you, this is a very delicate time. If you understand sense, there are some of us that are fasting 18 hours. If you are amongst the serious people, I put it to you, this is a very wonderful time to fast. You know why? Because you want to eat. Look at the weather. Beautiful weather. I wouldn't say that it's tough to fast in summer, but it's a time, summer is a time of festivity, summer is a time of getting together and eat, drink, and be merry. If you are serious about December 17, put your plate down. Commission God. Give God something to do. Give God something to do. As a scripture, Jamaican proverb. No, it's not Jamaican proverb. I think English people. They said, a watch pot never boils, a watch kettle never boils. It's nonsense. Watch your pot. Don't take your eyes off your pot. Keep it. Meditate on it. Feed it. Nurture it. Mold it. Scripture says, when Jesus is talking to us about us, he says, God told Jesus, we are trees. He said, anything that is in us that does not bear good fruit, he will prune it. He will take it out. You are building your 2017 December. What is not bearing fruit? Are there any leaves that are withering in your plant? Delicate time for strategic people that want to accomplish. Never take your eye off the pot. From January till now, we have a saying in Jamaica. It says, socks sold through a wooden spoon. From January till now, we have socks sold through a wooden spoon. Essentially what that means is that you've struggled to achieve something. Sorry about that. You've struggled to achieve something. Don't let that struggle be in vain. What is the outcome of your evaluation to now? And you see, that wooden spoon thing. It's not that is depending on whatever it is. It could be something that's difficult. It could be something that was just time sensitive. Maybe you had children and you couldn't. Maybe you were in a day job and you couldn't. Maybe you didn't have the time and you couldn't. But now you have spent 6 months strategically planning, preparing, orchestrating all things to come to good. Maybe there's too much water in the soil. Maybe the ground isn't as it should be. You can never ever get something different if you continue to do the same thing. But you will only know that you are doing the same thing after a period of evaluation. Here we are. I am telling you, evaluate. They have a thing, what do they call it? Project management. You just write down what should be done and by what time and who needs to do it and where the person is that needs to do it. I ask of you, project manage the rest of the year. And when in that management, I'm saying to you, put it together now. Put it together. When you're being still before God, have your pencil and paper. Have your pencil and paper. That's still, I tell you, you will pray, you will fast. So you must hear. God must speak to you. Your paradigm, your understanding needs to be such that if God don't talk, you don't do. God must talk. He says his eyes are on the righteous. Are you not righteous? Are we not righteous? You have something to do. You're not an island. There is a one called the author and finisher. You know him? The author and finisher of your faith. What you are doing because you have faith, you have a confidence in it, that it will bear fruit. I need a pulpit, you know that. I can feel this thing. I need a pulpit. Let me see. I'm coming to almost the end of my thing. Everything is spiritual. I don't know if I've said this in this talking that I've been over the last month. I don't know if I've come at you that from this angle, but everything is a spirit. Okay? And I'm telling you that because there is a spirit behind success. Not in success, behind success. Now, depending on your understanding, depending on your equilibrium, depending on your I need you to understand this, depending on your understanding of your inner man will determine the spirit that is behind your success. Now, okay, I don't know. This is a two-way thing now. I don't want to be demonizing things, of course, and devil and da-da-da. I don't want to be going there yet. In fact, that should have been addressed a long time ago. I'm talking to you from the understanding that all those things that have been severed, the pots, the altars, the shrines, all of those, the Asher poles, all of those things, I've been talking. Now I'm talking to you about a clear path that is in front of you. And the only thing that is for us to focus on is the spirit of the journey. Now, the spirit of that journey. Are you aware? Are you aware? Let's say it like this. You can be, you know, sometimes you hear people say that, I'm seeing this thing, you put in, imagine a pot, imagine a pot and the kettle, and as you're putting the water in, the water in the top, the water is going at the bottom. Okay? Now, with the success that we are looking to achieve, the spirit that behind it, is it assisting you or is it hindering you? The spirit behind your success. And the only way to know that spirit is, you see, okay, prophecy can tell you and all of those things, but you need to, there'll be a time when you must sit down and you must understand things for yourself. And even if you do understand, utilize that information. And it's not something that's audible that you can say, this is such ABC. What they say, you know when you know that you know that you know one of those things? This is what I'm talking to you about. The spirit behind your success. What was it? Let me show you something. The Lord asked me to do something about 2 weeks ago, okay? And it was an ABC. Go here, do this. No, I had to prepare something. Go here and do this. Okay, so of course I got up and I go here and I do this. And when I went to the second part of the phase, the journey, the response that I got was negative. Okay, and it wasn't negative, nastily negative. And I wouldn't even say it was negative, but it was just something that I hadn't prepared myself for. Here he is now. God's people, he said, bold like lions. Okay, so I get the instruction, I get the information, and listen to the Spirit. Hear me, woman of God, hear me. All right? As I get the information, I stood there and I said, thank you. And my spirit recoiled. I've never ever noticed myself to do that. Never ever noticed myself to do that. My spirit recoiled. I want you to understand this. This is very important. I didn't say no thank you. I didn't say it was bad. I didn't say it was good. But my spirit came back. My spirit was now, and it's not to say that I was threatened. It wasn't something that I couldn't do. It wasn't out of my capacity. It wouldn't have taken any sweat from me. But it was just a little bit out of my comfort. But the point of the matter is, I recoiled. In that split millicentimeter second, I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I didn't say it with my voice. I didn't say it in my mind. My spirit said it. You see, the scripture says, so a man thinketh, so is he. Okay? I said no even before I said yes. I said no even before I wanted to say yes. Even no matter what had happened after that, my spirit had said no. I recoiled. I came into myself. My spirit said no. This is the spirit of success. You can be doing something hard at it, but if your spirit is not saying the right thing, if your spirit is not in agreement, if your spirit is not in it, forget it. Because you are merely going through the motions to fulfill, to tick boxes. You are not doing it because you expect it to work. My mother says to me, speaks of me, she says, if you see me putting my hand in fire, do not tell me to stop, because until my hand is burned to my elbow, I will not take teaching. I will not take telling. That's how we got to be where we want to get to what we want to get to. Because there is a one that wants to kill, steal, and destroy. But there's another one that has given you all things pertaining to godliness. Hear what the scripture says. Let us not lose heart in doing good. Hear what I said to you. My spirit recalled. I didn't say no. I did not say no, but my spirit said no. That doing good. Let your spirit man do good. Let's speak to your... This, if I wasn't a woman... Listen, I'm older than my teeth, okay? I have never realized that is something that happens to me. In all this time on this planet, I've never realized that my spirit did that. But you see, as I talk to you, I talk to myself. And as I teach you, I teach myself. Be still, because I live a still life, because I live a quiet life. It can be going on all out there, but I will notice the small. I don't move by the circumstance. I move the circumstance. And so, because this was like, it was a Belisha Beacon moment for me. But you see, it will never happen again. No. My spirit will never tell me no. And in fact, my spirit will never say no. because that means to say that there was some disalignment. There was something, oops a daisy, sorry. That means to say that there was something out of sorts in my spirit. No, they would never happen. Oops a daisy, it will never happen again. It will never happen again. I must be like this. And this, you see, and the thing is, the journey that we are all on, okay, that one there, that journey, each of us, it's individual. So maybe there are people around you that don't have your thinking, that don't have your paradigm, that don't have your vision. So you gotta be still. You gotta encourage yourself. When it looks, like I said, this is a very, very delicate time. A very delicate time. You gotta trust God. Hear God and trust God. You cannot do the same thing that you did last year, June, and expect a different June in 17. We must redefine, reevaluate, and see where we are. So that, I said, for in due time, we will reap the harvest. We haven't got anywhere yet. In due time. We are nowhere near yet. 6 months. Do not stop. Don't stop. I would even say you can slow down, but don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. You've gone too far. You are now in the middle of the Red Sea. There is no turning back, my friend. No turning back. And likewise, too, there is no plan B. There is no, for where you are now, there is no plan B. You've got to go forward. You've got to keep on going. And it may be that you need to pack some things together. It may be that you need to reshuffle, realign. Herod is behind you. The Egyptians are behind you. Yeah, the Egyptians are behind you. Contemplate. You've got to. You see, I'm very deliberate in the things that I do. You see, I keep doing this. If you watch the YouTube videos, every time I talk about 2017, I do this. You too will do this when you think about 2017 December. This. 2017 December. You are going somewhere. You are doing something. And those that know their God, I've finished talking to you, shall do. Your God is bigger than what you know. Before you were born, He knew. I'll be back next week. Sorry, I got a little bit excited there this week, but I hope you still got the flavor of what I'm saying to you. The telephone number isn't there this week, but nonetheless, 07943 558 413. Do feel free to give me a call, because when you get where you're going, I'll be there. That is the address of our place of worship is there. We meet at 12:30 on Sundays. We have midweek services, but for the main, 12:30 till 2:30 on Sunday. That's me over and out. I'm so warm. Thank you.
Olive TV, anointed to impact the world.
naiko proclame bokonzi ya royaume na ndako na yo oza kosepela parce que nzambe alingi bien aimé dans le Seigneur, c'est le temps de la justice. Nzambe oyo akataka makambo ya batu, Nzambe oyo abatelaka biso, Nzambe oyo a délivrer